What's up, everybody? It's a new week. That means time to talk about a new list of indie comics coming out this week for New Comic Book Day. And this is going to be my last one of the year unless I get really lucky and can record an early one for next week. But this is probably the last one of the year. So looking forward to doing them again in this coming year. But we've got 10 great books on the list today. Let's get into it. First up, in the number 10 spot this week from SourcePoint Press, I've got Good Boy Volume 3, issue number 2, from Christina Blanche, Garrett Gunn, and Kit Wallace. Annabelle Vadici holds court with the Guild, demanding they hold Flint Sparks accountable for the murder of her brother, her nephew, and countless others. This issue, flashbacks. They're important, we promise. Number 9 on the list, going over to one from IDW Publishing, from writer Kevin Scott and artist Nick Brokenshire. We've got Dead Seas number 1. Ghosts are real and dangerous, but they're also valuable. They're ectoplasm capable of curing countless diseases. There's only one problem. Harvesting the wonder drug can be just as deadly. Prisoner Gus Ortiz is willing to take the risk in return for a reduced sentence. Anything to see his daughter again. All it will take is a few months at sea scraping ectoplasm off the walls of the Perdition, a floating prison containing the most vicious ghosts on Earth. Surrounded by dark waters, Gus soon realizes that angry spirits are the least of his worries. The Poseidon adventure meets the haunting of Hill House in this supernatural thriller. Number 8, also from IDW, we have the last issue of True Cult, issue number 5 here from Scott, Brian Wilson, and Liana Kangas. Bernice is in hell, figuratively, as she and unusually introspective Veronica search for Marty and Allison, who are in hell, literally, which isn't fun, but it's still better than being elbow deep in a broken milkshake machine with angry customers screaming at you. Satan and his demons walk the earth, and the age of endless pain is nigh. And 2 fan favorites from issue 1 finally make their triumphant return. It's going to be a hell of a time in the super special final issue of True Cult. I've been enjoying this series. It's fantastic. If you've missed it, pick up the trade when it comes out, or see if your shop has the single issues. But Liana Kangas' art, fantastic as always. I love the story that Scott Brian Wilson's creating here. We got Gab Contreras on the colors in this, DC Hopkins on the letters. Great team overall putting this comic together, so check this one out one way or another. That was the number 8 pick. Number 7, we're going over to Image Comics for Vanish, issue number 4 from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, and this is the end of the story arc, a 4-issue story arc. Oliver goes to war with Battery while Deacon and Halcyon clash. The Prestige is attacking from all sides as their master plan begins to take shape. And a few jaw-dropping revelations pop up along the way. It's an all-out battle of mystic savagery that sets up our next arc, coming at you in March of 2023. So there'll be a little bit of a break here between Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Vanish. This one really, it caught me by surprise. Did not think I was going to like it as much as I did. But here Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman are to prove me wrong. I enjoyed most of their Venom run. Parts of it just did not connect, especially the ending. But Donny Cates does really well, I feel like, in the independent side of things. And I think he should really stick to that because he is so good at it. Creating new worlds, new characters. But that's where I think I'm going to stick with my reading for him. Coming down the list, we've got number 6, Eve, Children of the Moon, issue number 3 of 5 from Boom Studios. Written by Victor Laval with art by Joe McYoung and a cover by Ario Anandito. While Eve counts the people with her determined and hopeful spirit, Celine loses herself in vengeful plotting. Meanwhile, a recently activated AI, long since separated from humanity with terrifying actions divergent from its intended purpose, brings apocalyptic tidings from a mysterious world at the very bottom of the sea. Got a new AI in the game, not just our friendly little teddy bear who was, also not so friendly at times, but something is lurking. More things are coming to disrupt the world that is already very disrupted as Eve tries to, connect the world, rebuild everything again as they are putting the world back together. But Celine and her crew want nothing to do with any of that. Number 5 on the list, also from Boom Studios, Something is Killing Children, issue number 27 from James Tynion and Werther Dell'Edera. Leaving death and tragedy in her wake, a grief-burdened Erica hunts for the terrifying Duplicitype. With nothing left to lose and seemingly no one in her corner, Erica is faced with a choice to reach out to an unexpected source of help, or find herself dealing with both a monster and her human enemies alone. These previews pages looking like we're getting maybe a flashback or two in here, possibly from our local people here. But yeah, issue 27. This is probably the longest I've been on an indie title, which is fantastic for me. I've had a couple others that have made it to around 20 or so. Other than now, I've read more issues of Saga. I've read more issues of some other things, but this is exciting to be reading a story that's lasting this long. That's indie. From what I understand, it's potentially going up to like 80 something was the plan way back. I haven't heard anything different recently, but the world is great. They're gonna keep doing this world, I'm sure, until they run out of stories to tell in it. Number 4 this week, we're Traveling to Mars for issue number 2 of Traveling to Mars from Ablaze Publishing, written by Mark Russell with art by Roberto Melli. From they don't have anything other than comes a compelling new sci-fi series. ... I love when previews don't have actual previews, but brand new satire story from Mark Russell that's really just it makes you sit there and think about your life a lot more than I expected it would, and I love it. I love what they're doing in this. Some of the satirical humor in there, and the world that's being built up so far, as we've had in issue number 1. So issue number 2, my number 4 pick this week. Number 3, we're going over to Mad Cave Studios for Legacy of Violence, number 3 of 12 from Colin Bunn and Andrea Moody. Doctors are trying to make sense of the serial killer's motive with help from the town sheriff as Nick wanders the streets of DeSante in search of something that might connect him to Unit 731 and the serial killer. He makes a wrong turn and finds out more than he bargained for. Things are probably just going to get darker and darker as we go through. This is a 12-issue maxi series, I guess, not mini series. And with that, there's so much more plot twists and turns that we could get from this, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see what else they come up with here. Colin Bunn is a fantastic writer, especially in the horror genre, and I'm loving this series so far. I'm excited that it's 12 issues. That's a lot longer than a planned series for Mad Cave usually is. Usually they do 5-issue arcs or they're ongoings, but they don't say out of so many issues. So it's a little bit different for Mad Cave, and I like that. I like that we're getting something different. Number 2 this week, we're going over to Blood Moon Comics. We've got Cover the Dead with Lime, issue number 3 from Jonathan Chance, Hernan Gonzalez, Damien Filete, Drew Lenhart. Just a fantastic crew of creators on here. Of course, so you guys are probably saw before. We've had Jonathan, Hernan, and Damien on the channel to talk about Cover the Dead with Lime. And issue number 3, there's a review already up on the website for this, so go check that out. I think this series is just going to continue to get better and better. I've loved every issue. We get some really insane action in this issue, and yeah, just there's I've said this before. This one and Dead Kingdom, like if you're looking for zombies, go check these series out, because these I think take such a good twist on the zombie genre and bring something new to it. And I think, really cement themselves as stories that need to be read in the if you're interested in that genre. So number 2 pick this week from Blood Moon Comics. Go check out the review. Go check out the interview. Let's see if I can get a recorded review up for all the issues of Cover the Dead with Lime. So far, I think I have one up for issue number 1. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out as well. And let's talk about the final pick this week. We've got, from SourcePoint Press, The Curse of Cleaver County double feature from Garrett Gunn, Joshua Warner, Kit Wallace, and Kayla Valerio. It's a limited edition double feature, including the introduction of the brand new horror verse from SourcePoint Press. Set in one of the deadliest fictional locations in the world, The Curse of Cleaver County follows some of the most grotesque, gruesome, and gore-fueled killers as they haunt, horrify, and harrow the peaceful residents. Featuring stories by Garrett Gunn, Kit Wallace, Joshua Warner, and Kayla Valerio. Coming out this week as my number 1 pick. I ended apparently on a very horrific note there. The last 3 are horror books, and I love it. I'm super excited to see what this new world is going to be doing, how they're going to build it up. But a horror universe, we've got one coming from SourcePoint Press. We've got the Bone Orchard mythos over at Image Comics. It is a great time to be a fan of horror comics because there is a lot of good stuff out there. And Legacy of Violence, Cover the Dead with Lime, Curse of Cleaver County are just 3 perfect examples of that. Something is killing the children. Got, the monster horror side of things. Dead Seas, a new one over at IDW's got some horror going on. So lots of cool things to check out on New Comic Book Day this week. And lots, of course, of indie books to read and check out. So please go check out some of these, all of these, whatever you want to do. Let me know in the comments below what you're getting this week for New Comic Book Day. What is your most anticipated pick? And as always, collect what you love. We'll see you next time.